Welcome back to a new episode of Your Palm Beach Guide. I'm Doug Evans, the president and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce, where it's always perfect weather in Palm Beach with perfect, wonderful people who live here and work here. And speaking of working here today, I have with me Carrie Bradburn, who is the society photographer, the photographer of record for this island. I look at the legacy of who she has shot in her career with her camera, with her lens, not anything else, for goodness sake. Yeah. And it's absolutely impressive. Carrie Bradburn, welcome to Your Palm Beach Guide. We're so glad you're here today.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Now, it's Carrie Bradburn. However, we know your company as Capehart Photography. So can you give me the history of Capehart Photography? And then we'll talk about how you kind of got into it. And that's probably part of all the same story.
Yeah, sure. So Lucian Capehart started the company in 1979. He actually came to Palm Beach on a scuba diving vacation, fell in love, and decided to come back to Palm Beach. He started working for Mort K.
Oh my gosh.
Back in the late 70s. And he decided to go out on his own in 1979 and started Lucian Capehart Photography. I started working for him in 1991. My father had just passed away, and I happened to work at Anzi's, which is Chez Jean Pierre, which was Chez Jean Pierre.
Sure.
And Chez Jean Pierre bought the restaurant, and he fired all the staff.
Including you?
Including me.
Okay.
And I needed a job. So one of my father's really good friends was best friends with Lucian, and he needed an assistant. So I started in September of 91.
Were you a photographer?
No, but I did yearbook in high school. Okay. And I had gone through, Palm Beach State College and got my AA degree, but I needed a job. And so I started holding a light, taking names. The first job that I did with Lucian was at Renato's.
No kidding.
With Renato's,
With Renato.
Sitting at the bar for a Shearson Lehman cocktail dinner.
Are you a native?
Born and raised.
Okay, so you know what's going on here. You've seen what's happened here. I love doing this podcast for a lot of reasons. One is I'm getting more and more people here who are natives to the market, native to Palm Beach and the Palm Beaches. Yeah. And I didn't realize that. So you were not a photographer. Nope. You were working in a restaurant, and all of a sudden you kind of get into this new job with, and you say Mort K, Corby K, who, was his son, I believe?
Yes, his son.
Who also was a photographer, who at one point in time in my 40 years here shot me doing something or other, a headshot or whatever. My favorite headshot right now, I'm not being nice to you, is the one that you did of me. Because as you always say, I'll give it a little love. Yes. But it still looks like me, thank goodness. It's not like some of the things that we see in photography. So you're working for a restaurant. You got fired along with everybody else. So it wasn't just you. You were holding lights and taking down names. And so how much longer were you being an assistant? Was Lucian alive at that point to continue the work?
So Lucian passed away in 2013.
Oh, my gosh.
So when I first started working for Lucian, it was all film.
Really?
And it was just him and another photographer. That's it. And eventually Lucian was the first person to do digital. Had Photoshop, and he was really up on all the latest trends, and I learned along with him. I mean, everything that I know, he taught me.
So when you say film, we're talking honest to goodness film. You had to go into a dark room.
Yeah, I ran to the lab with film and processed it and came back, and we cut the film, made contact sheets, printed black and whites for the Daily News and the Palm Beach Post, and delivered prints to our clients for press and typed labels because there wasn't computers back then.
No, of course not.
Just started. And, everything was done by hand. And eventually we grew. So when I first started working for him, we were at 336 South County, which is above Sea Rico.
Okay.
But before that, Lucian's first office was on Worth Avenue. Then he went to Peruvian. Then he went to 336 South County, and Lily Pulitzer owned that building. So that's who our landlord was. And then we started growing. We added photographers over the years. And at one point, we had 10 photographers working for us.
No kidding. How many do you have now?
I have 7.
Okay, that's still a lot of people.
You know what? It's manageable. I don't want to grow any more than that because I feel like the customer service is not as good.
So how did you end up taking over? Did you or buying the firm? Was it
So
something
when
that Lucian you talked about and said, "I
when
want to keep
Lucian
your"?
got sick, and he said, "This is yours."
Oh wow.
So when he died, he left the company to me,
Oh,
and I was very grateful. Lucian was like a father to me. I mean, he walked me down the aisle at my wedding.
no kidding.
He was there for all. I mean, he was the second person to hold my first son when he was born. So, we were really close. It's a lot of people say we were both Geminis, but I was the right side of the brain Gemini because I'm June 2nd, and he was the left side because he was June 20th.
No kidding.
So, we just kind of clicked, and, I grew his business and learned everything, and I'm grateful.
Did you ever think about changing the name Capehart to Bradburn?
I talked about it with my staff that works for me, who's been with me for a really long time, and it just, it was a household name, and I felt obligated to stay true to that because Lucian created such a presence in Palm Beach. So I just changed it to Capehart. I thought it made more sense, easier to remember. And when my team walks in a room and says they're with Capehart, everyone's like, it's a household name.
It's a brand. It's a household brand. It's a household name because when you start to think about society photography or even special events, and goodness knows we do nothing but special events on this island and in the region, that's for sure. It's event after event. And I know from knowing you now for many, many years, I can tell where we are in the season cycle. And so for those who are thinking about season in Palm Beach, which is getting larger and larger and larger, used to be from November.
Thanksgiving to Easter.
Okay, there you have it. That's Thanksgiving to Easter. And if you could survive through that, you're fine. But I also know that I see Carrie come to the Chamber of Commerce breakfast and our special events, and I can tell where we are in the season by the look on her face. And she can tell by the look on my face also where we are, because those of us who are the working folks here in town who love what we do, by the way,
yes,
you can tell that we've just been going and going and going and going. So with you being here for so long, and I'm glad that I know the story now about how you did get Capehart, and I'm glad he left it to you. That, man, what a testament to you as a person. I mean, that is so amazing and so loving and so caring. You've seen a lot of changes here. And I'm assuming that, you've seen the different kind of people come in here. How have things changed here since you started in 79? Not on the technical side, because we know that went from film to digital. Yeah. But how have you seen things change in the Palm Beaches? Because you shoot everywhere, not just the island.
Right. One thing that I noticed was in the last probably 15 to 20 years is a lot of the people have moved their residency here, and they want to donate their dollars and see what their dollars are actually doing. Here. They have a testament to support local charities where they can actually spend 6 months here and see that they're helping the zoo, they're helping the Historical Society, they're helping the Four Arts, they're helping the Kravis Center. All of those entities really help shape their daily lives here in Palm Beach. And so that is the main shift that I've seen. And the younger people don't want to do black ties.
I know.
They don't want to do black ties.
So what's going to happen? You see some of these legacy events, which we won't mention because I don't want to sound like we're negative, but you see some of these legacy events that have been here for decades. And I wonder, how are they still hanging on? Because you've got to go in a ball gown and a tuxedo.
Well, who doesn't? Every lady likes to get dressed up, Doug.
Once in a while,
but, it's tradition.
It is tradition. But if the young people don't want to do it, what's the solution? What happens? What's going on with that?
Well, a lot of people are donating their money and not wanting credit.
Okay, and not going? Okay. I know there's some charities who will have the pay not to go kind of things, which I think is brilliant, by the way. I've been, with you and I who become so busy with things, there are certain things I would rather just buy the ticket and not go. And a couple of times I bought tickets to things and given them to people to go who couldn't go otherwise, because I knew they would want to do that. And they're very, very appreciative. And I'm appreciative because I didn't have to go. It just kind of made it fun. So, but with the young people, I think I've also noticed that, like, when you think of the young people at the Four Arts, they throw some really big, spectacular parties that are not black tie.
They do it every other year.
Okay, so it's not every year. I didn't realize that. I thought it was annually.
No, COVID kind of screwed that up, but most of their stuff is biannual.
And it's packed, and it's a theme party, right?
Yep.
So things like that tend to draw in the younger people,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and you're seeing that difference right there. And then some of these groups have like white parties. We have a white party at the Chamber of Commerce for our young professionals because, they don't want to put a tuxedo on, but they want to come to a white party.
Yep. Everything, is the key is the attraction.
Right.
And social media is really good at FOMO. And I
Fear
think,
of missing out. I had to know what that was.
Yes.
Because I'm old, so.
And so that kind of helps draw some people to go, oh my God, I really want to go to that.
It's true. It's true. I mean, and with all the things that you've seen, young people don't want to do this black tie types of gala. I'm seeing more and more young people moving here. It's not the older crowd that we used to have here 15, 20 years ago.
No, but their wives want to get involved in charities. I mean, I sit on, I'm a trustee for the Town of Palm Beach United Way.
Oh, terrific. Great organization.
Yes. And a lot of we've had our largest growth in the last, year of young families that have come to Palm Beach and wanting to get involved, and they get to volunteer. And they see what other organizations are doing and what their family wants to support and what they don't want to support. So I think it's just a matter of preference and how they were raised, and whether or not they have the time to put into it. But it's a tradition, and I don't think it's ever going to go away.
I hope not. If you're just kind of like dropped in on us, you're listening to Doug Evans. It's your Palm Beach Guide. I'm the president and CEO of the Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce. Today with me is photographer, artist. I don't call you a photographer. You're an artist, quite honestly. Artist premier, Capehart Photography, Carrie Bradburn, who is the CEO, the owner of the company. And Carrie is pretty much, or one of her team members is at every event that happens in the region. Now, you shoot more than just on Palm Beach, correct? You
Yes.
go to other places?
I mean, we go to West Palm. We shoot in Jupiter. We shoot in Boca sometimes. I think it's just a matter of where our clients want to take us.
Well, and of course, when you look at the artwork that you put together, like I call it art, when I look at the stuff that you put up immediately on your website of things that you've shot, I know from being a subject of yours how particular you are about how a person looks. And most photographers and like you, because you're the pro in the business, I've been to a lot of events where it is not you shooting it or not Capehart, it's somebody else. They're just banging away on their camera. They're not really setting the scene. They're not making people look their best, because I think we all want to look our best. We have our photos taken.
Of course.
And with me, you've given me particular pointers from time to time when I've kind of got that look on my face, which I appreciate. But don't you see what you do less as photography, but more as an art?
I think it's an art in itself. It's also getting to know the person in front of the camera. You want to know their side. You want to know who they're photographed with. For instance, for you, when you're talking at the podium, you don't want to be shot from the side.
No,
you want
I
to be
don't.
shot straight on. We have some clients that only want to be on the right. We have some clients that only want to be on the left.
Is that vanity, or is it just you just want to make sure you get a good shot?
I think we're at the age of we take pictures of ourselves so many different angles. We learn to know what side we like and what side we don't. And sometimes we can point out that you're better on the left.
Uh-huh. And people take that as a nice direction and not criticism, I'm assuming.
Right. And we have very little time to take your photo,
Yeah.
but we want to pay attention to whether or not your jacket's buttoned, whether or not you're holding a glass in your hand, whether or not a hair's out of place or your glasses are slipping on your nose. Those little kinds of, oh, don't you want to be on the other side kind of thing? Or can I hold your glass? Or if I have an assistant, I'll say, can you grab their glasses? That goes a long way, especially if they're going to be published in a magazine or
the newspaper. I mean, do you personally train your photographers, or have they all been with you so long they just know what to do from working with you?
So Kim in my office has been with me for 29 years.
Okay, that's a long time.
Jamie's been with us 27 years. Everyone else is 10 or less.
Okay.
But yes, I do train them. I do, work with them, have them watch me, have them learn our style, learn our people. So it makes their job easier, and I get what I need for a client.
And who are some of the nicest people who people might recognize names that you've shot that are public, that you really said, oh my gosh, I always wanted to shoot that person. They're here in Palm Beach, and they turned out to be just really something special to you? Because let's face it, you see everybody and every celebrity. I'm at events with you where all the people from New York drop in, they parachute in with all their finery on, and you and I walk around the room and saying, who are these people? Number one, because I've been to those events with you,
Right.
and we're just not sure who they are because more and more people are coming here. But at those events, there are celebrities there, and there's got to be people who have been your favorites when you've shot these over the years.
So I can tell you one of my starstruck moments was we were photographing a Super Bowl party.
Okay.
For a client who was part owner in a football team.
Got it.
And they decided to stripe their backyard on the ocean like a football field. And at the time, this particular client was co-producing a movie which Tom Cruise was in and Cameron Diaz. And Lucian couldn't shoot the entire event.
Oh.
So I went with him. We started it together, and then he left to go to something else, and I stayed and photographed the rest of it. So I actually got to photograph Tom Cruise playing football with football players, owners.
How cool is that?
It was really kind of mesmerizing.
That's cool.
Especially to be introduced to somebody and shake their hands. But it was just like a normal backyard barbecue.
Right.
I mean, it was just, no big deal. I photographed presidents, I photographed governors, I've photographed, congressmen, but I've also photographed, like Henry Kissinger.
Wow.
So, with my connection with the Four Arts and that we photograph all their stuff, we have photographed their luncheons and their speakers. So I've got the opportunity to listen to them talk. We also have the opportunity to learn a lot from Alzheimer's Drug Research Foundation and all of their speakers, to Dana-Farber, to the American Heart Association. So we get to learn as we're actually shooting. So I think that is a huge benefit for not only me, but my team as well.
It keeps it interesting. And also, I would think that every event that you do, even though it's people and it's photography, every event has its own feeling, its own vibe, its own what they're trying to accomplish there.
Exactly.
As far as photography and the look they want and the things they need. Because I think about some of the luncheons that take place at the Breakers with 500 or 600 people, the ladies' luncheons. And I call them ladies' luncheons because mostly it's ladies. Yep. It's ladies. And they always have celebrities there. And that's a far different thing than photographing a black tie gala or a ball at night, correct?
Yes, it is hugely different.
And you've photographed at every venue, I'm assuming, that there is in Palm Beach, everywhere from the Breakers to the Colony to Mar-a-Lago to
we've done it all.
Pretty soon the Veneta when it comes online. And then, of course, the Palm House Hotel is coming online. Carriage House, have you done anything there yet?
No. Well, yes, we have shot some stuff there.
Yeah, but that's a private club. That's where we can't do a lot of photography, that's for sure.
But we shoot some of their events, their member events. Yeah.
So are people? So you do all the corporate events, you do all the big society events. Do you also shoot people just for families? I mean, they come in.
We do families. We shoot weddings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do about 12 to 14 weddings. Laura Massa on my team and Kim and Jamie shoot weddings.
Never would have occurred to me.
I personally don't like to shoot weddings, but I will if a client asks me to, because I just photographed Stacey Lee Lillette in DW's wedding.
Oh, sure. Sure.
And that was a lot of fun, but I knew what she wanted, and she gave me a Pinterest board, and we just captured it. It was really great.
You don't do weddings personally because they're too stressful, or it's just,
It's just, I like private parties. I like anniversaries. I like milestone events where you get to know the family. And be able to take that from year to year. I mean, I have some families that I have photographed for 20 years.
Wow. Kids, the grandkids,
and the great grandkids.
And everything in between, right?
Yeah. So that's the benefit of the relationship. We don't consider ourselves just society photographers. We develop relationships with our clients.
Do people still do the photographs of themselves? They're like portraits. Does that happen much anymore?
No. I mean, if we're photographing families and stuff, the largest prints they make is an 8x10 to put on their piano.
So no more of the large things we see in the movies and on TV.
It's not
your thing?
No, it's not
not
a
what you
Palm
do.
Beach thing. They'd rather put a Rembrandt or a Calder on their wall.
I love what you just said. It's not a Palm Beach thing to have those large portraits of people on the walls. I
No.
love that. They'd rather have a Rembrandt or Picasso or Monet or Manet, right?
Right.
On the wall and not themselves.
Well, and I mean, I do have some clients that, have a wall that goes down to their garage and they have 11x14s of their family all throughout the years. But those are personal spaces. Nobody's walking in those
Right.
areas.
Those are different.
Those are different.
So people want to find out how to get you. What is your website?
Our website is capehartphotography.com.
Capehartphotography.com. Phone number?
561-833-7507.
Carrie Bradburn, thank you for coming in today. I think it's absolutely marvelous. Capehart Photography. I've known Carrie for a long time. I can't guess the amount of years, but it's not forever, but it's a long time. And I didn't know the story of you having the firm given to you by Lucian. What a loving thing he did for you.
Yes.
And you are synonymous with photography and art in this town. And I can't thank you enough for being here. So Carrie, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
Means a
And I
lot.
look forward to seeing you at our breakfast in September.
And everything else in between, that's for sure. And all these
Exactly.
society events as they start to roll up here in the next couple of weeks. You've been listening to Doug Evans. It's your Palm Beach Guide. It's a weekly podcast. You can find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Find us on the YouTube channel where you can see us live and in person if you want to see what we look like, which is fine and dandy. But we drop these every Wednesday. Come to Palm Beach, visit us, come see us, become a resident, buy a house here, have a party here, and hire Capehart Photography to do your photography for you. Make it a great day, and thanks for tuning in.